start from there, and then I'm going to work my way east across the reef, cast it onto lots of different ground until something shows. If it does show. With this area, guys, you've got steps that go across the whole reef, and most of them go below the tide line, which means they have moss and seaweed and algae on. Be careful, they're bloody slippery. And what you're aiming to do when you're on a reef like this is, we've got the green stuff, and then we've got the pure white stuff, and then amongst the pure white stuff there's also brown stuff. The brown stuff is not as slippery as the green stuff, but the white stuff, if you can, is your best option of standing on, because it's not very slippery and you'll get across it, whereas this brown shit is still a little bit slidey. So just take your time and look around. If you see one route, you look for another that might be safer. You don't want to go getting your legs stuck at low tide as the tide's coming in. I'll have something to show you guys. If I was stepping from here to here, these edges along here are really weak, and sometimes you will stand on that and it will just completely break off. And if that was a 6 or 7 foot deep gully, you'd be down in the bottom of it, probably quite hurt. So never stand on the edges. If you've got to stand on the edge to get across to the next bit, go somewhere else. What you want to be doing is really standing from there and hopping over to there. That's probably the ideal way to do it, because I'm saying a lot of stuff without the camera on. So what I was saying, guys, is I'm looking for signs of life, things like prawns, little blennies, peeler crabs, and that will tell me if I go to a mark over there and there's rock pools with thousands of prawns in and there's loads of crab everywhere, I'll lure fish from that spot to first just to try it out. These are pretty cool, my kids like these. These little shells. I might collect some of these up actually and put them in a bowl when I get home for my new I've just built like a new fishing YouTube gaming office thing. It's like the works. I've got everything. I'll show you guys that in another video. I'm going to stick this in my pocket and take it home. You doing alright, Peter? Yeah. We're almost there, mate. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here, yeah, and we're going to find a good bit, probably there, one each, cast out. I do about 10 casts per mark, yeah, and then what we do is it'll be different each year, but one year I'll start west and move easterly. Another year I might start east and move westerly, and I've never fished past west on Bastion. I never go further west than Bastion Steps. I always stick between New Haven West Beach and Bastion Steps is what does it for me. And now as you get a bit further out, the ground becomes a little bit smoother and it's a little bit easier to walk across when your shoelaces don't come undone.
Yeah, just get the easiest walk on.
I'm gonna do my shoelace up because that's bloody dangerous, and hopefully they don't come undone again if I tuck them in. Just because I stood on it, I stood on my own shoelace because they're quite long. But these boots are right. I got these are Caramore boots, yeah, and they were like 30 quid. Right, so we walk outwards now, pretty much.
This is a lot easier to walk on than the stuff back up there.
Well, this is the stuff that the bass like as well. What you want to be doing is finding a bit that you can get out on, yeah, that is, it says see over here, it's a bit more solid. Yeah. You go for the more solid one there, yeah, and I'll go for the slightly rougher one there because I'm a little bit more used to it than you are. Yeah. Whatever mark you're standing, go further left, mate, if you can. I'll tell you what, you go for that one, I'll go for this one over here if you're already on that one. You stand right there if you want.
That one looks easier for me.
Alright, you go that one and I'll go this one. So you walk across first, I'll get out your way. Hey, we might get Peter falling over now. That's 250 quid, isn't it? And this is all without crampons today, guys, because mine are broke. See, Peter's doing exactly what I've said. He's looking at the ground before he steps on it. He's having a break every now and then, mapping it out, and then walking across it. One thing I forgot to say, if you want to catch bass, you're going to get wet feet. But it's the price you pay, unfortunately. First cast of the day, guys. If I can untangle whatever mess I've made here. Now this is the lure that I've always caught bass on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cast it as far as I can, and I'm going to walk the dog with it, so I'm going to twitch. And I'm going to keep that same motion. And maybe a little pause, so there's a pause. Wait a second, start again. Keeping that left, right, walking the dog technique. And if you want a more detailed tutorial on how to do that, guys, YouTube is your best friend. There's loads of people on there, mainly Americans actually, that show you how to do it. We're on a northerly today, so it is helping us get the gear out there. What you want to do, Peter, as well, mate, is different speed of retrieves. Yeah. So do 3 quite gentle, and then after your first gentle 3, pick up the pace a little bit and do a medium for 3, and then try a fast for 3. But with these, if you do it too fast, point your rod tip down. Are you left or right-handed? I'm ambidextrous. Do what I'm doing. Point the rod that way. Right. Yeah, right. Cast. I'm stood on. I can't turn that way. I'll do it. Right. I'll be so happy to hook into a nice bass today and get it on film. Remember, guys, it's super early in the season, so we're not actually expecting results today. We're hoping for luck more than anything, or a fluke. Just going to make sure my drag's set just enough that a big bass can run with it. And look, I'm bang, ba bang, ba bang, ba bang, ba bang, 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 bang on the door, as if you're knocking the door. There's a door here, and I'm just knocking the door, and I'm knocking the door on the slack. So when the line goes slack, bang, 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 and practice doing it slowly, and then pick it up, and you'll get it perfect. You can see that lure there is banking all the time, left, right. That's what you want. And you don't want to, one other important thing is not to pull the lure out of the water, Peter. You don't want the lure to come out, because that'll put a bass off. I think the aim of the game here with these surface lures is to I can't say it. You're making it look like it's an injured fish, and a bass will take advantage of that. But a fish jumping out of the water is not an injured fish. Hey guys, is amazing. When you can see all these little broken up rocks, get on the end of them and cast out, because it's going to look almost the same out there, and this is excellent ground to be casting over, because basically, if it looks like you'd lose a lot of gear in it, that's where the bass are going to be. Because they like really rough, broken up ground. And this is an area, I'm not going to show the exact mark, but this is an area that's good for a few other things as well, which is why I know that bass like this mark. These are the kind of gullies you want to be careful of, Peter, mate, the big steep ones. Yeah. Because if you get one like that that's the same height as you and you go down it and on the way down you bang your chin, to just take it as, doesn't matter if it takes you an hour to get across it, mate, just get across it as slowly as you can, safely as you can, sorry. What I'm going to do, guys, I've got some very broken up ground in front of me that my lure is going to get snagged onto. The waves are coming over it. So if you watch now, I'm going to very slowly bring that in, and as a wave comes with it, I'm going to bring it with the wave and I'll get my lure back. So you can fish over whatever ground you want, as long as there's waves going over it. Because it's surface, it's going to float up with the waves. Pretty cool. Always look around these things in case there's anything in them. Oh bugger, got one of the come on Dan, what's happened here? Oh, one of my trebles just got caught in the back of my hat. We'll take that out now. We're where we want to be. Another bit of nice ground. My mate just messaged me actually, said he saw a 3.5 pound bass along the Peacehaven pipe at night time, so pretty sure there's some here. Be careful when you're on these kind of marks. Peter, this mark's quite treacherous, mate, and the rock pools are really deep, so try and avoid the big drops if you can. What we do is we fish this first one first and then we move to the second one. Oh, I'm going to go for it for me, mate, I reckon.
No, but that's what my problem is. My judgment of distance is fucked because of the water under my eyes. So I'm missing it and hurt my ankle.
Oh. You can go further in and it's less broken up. Just got to take it slow, mate. It's the most important thing. As long as you're slow, don't try and fucking run across it. Once you get over it, it ain't too bad. God, I remember this spot like the back of my hand. I do. This looks good, very good. It's as far out as I can get, and this water here is, the water here is really clear, mate. But I am now sitting with water up to my kneecaps almost at certain points. Hopefully it's worth it. Yeah. Right, we're going to move once more just to there. And then if that don't work, we'll try minnows on our way back. So we're going to do the same thing on the way back, but with minnows. My boots has got so much water in.
You know, when I turn around now, I can't see anything. It's all like negative. Like you look at the photograph.
Yeah.
Go away from my iPhone just.
I think if they were here, I think the surface lures would be working. I think it's very early on in the season to be targeting bass on the reef. But it's not to say, yeah, if there's no prawns, crabs and bait fish here, the bass will be on the beaches for the lug and up the rivers for the pea mussels and stuff. But that's not to say it's not doable. You'll still get things cruising through, and the fish isn't just empty. It doesn't just go completely empty at any point of the year. It's always got something somewhere. It's just harder to target certain things. If you come down here in June, same technique, you'd probably catch quite a few bass today, as long as you know where to find them, which to be fair is the whole reef. Certain marks are better than others, but that's rarely the case. If they're here, then they're kind of all around. Pardon? Nice. Must be a good spot then. Is it thin? Is it fine braid?
Yeah, very fine.
Yeah, that's from lure fishing then, definitely. Another one. I'm not casting in that area anymore.
See, if I took you course fishing, I think you'd find the 4 in the club.
You alright? I'm coming.
The rock just crumbled.
Yeah. Come here. Let me take that.
Fuck.
Hold me, give me one.
Hold on. My ankle. That's a deep hole, that.
Do you want help up? Just sit down there for a minute, mate. Peter, just sit down for a minute, bruv. Take the weight off yourself.
Just looking, look.
Is the GoPro flashing red?
No, it's, yeah.
Excellent, so I've got that on video then.
Ow.
That's what I was saying earlier about standing on the edges of things. Like that there, you never want to be stood on anything like that. You want to make sure you're on solid ground.
Quite a deep cut, that.
Let's have a look. Show the camera. So let's examine what just happened there. This is where it's broke. There's the old piece. You can feel it crumbling in my hands. That's what broke off. So that would have been there like that. Whichever way. Like that, and he stood on it. Do you see what I mean about it being the edge of something though, Pete?
Yeah.
You've got to be so fucking careful, mate.